Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. I welcome you all to the 508th and 105th joint meeting of Chennai Communicators Club and Vellore Toastmasters Club. Toastmasters International is a non-profit organization, and the mission of Chennai Communicators Club is to provide a mutually supportive and a positive learning experience in which the members are empowered to develop their leadership and communication skills, which will result in greater self-confidence and personal growth. The core values of Toastmasters International are RISE, respect, integrity, service, and excellence. To run a successful meeting, we have few basic ground rules. Let's all switch on our video and switch off our audio and only unmute when we are called upon. In Toastmasters, we are a group of people who come along in search of diversity in all walks of life, and we must make everyone feel included. So we have to make sure that we won't hurt the feelings of others by talking about religion, politics, and gender. Let's keep our mobile phone on silent so that it does not disturb the meeting. Let's use virtual claps or OK signs when handing over the stage and using theme of the day and word of the day. I request guests to rename their names in Zoom with the prefix guest. Please refrain from using chat box while the speaker is on stage in order to avoid disturbance or distraction to the speaker. If you have any queries, you can reach out to us via the chat box. And so to take the meeting further, we have a person called the presiding officer of the meeting. Telling about this person, when she first got on stage as a humorous speaker, I was totally in awe of her talent. And when she became a leader and a president, I was totally amazed by her leadership skills. And when she aced the table topic speech contest, I again learned a lot from our table topic skills. So put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Uma onto the stage. Over to you, Toastmaster Uma.
Thank you so much, Abhishek, for that wonderful and great introduction. You made my day. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. I have a very special question for all of you. He's a famous Brazilian footballer. He's currently in the club called Paris Saint-Germain. Any guesses who might be this player?
Neymar.
Yes, exactly. I thought you would answer for this question. You did. Thank you so much, Anirudh. He is Neymar. He is the famous footballer now, but his childhood was not so easy. When he was 4 months old, his entire family met with a car crash. He escaped with minor injuries. His family grew up with lots and lots of financial crises when he was young. They didn't even have electricity. After having a long day in school, he came home and started to study in the candlelight. His father quit his football passion in order to support his family. But this guy was very energetic. His passion towards football never go unnoticed. At 11, he was the legend in his hometown. After that, he got the chance to play in the field from the street. Until 2013, he played for Santos. After that, he got the $57 million transfer for Barcelona. That he got the chance to play with Messi. After that, for his current club, he got the transfer amount of $263 million, one of the expensive footballer in the history. What's the secret of Neymar's success? He doesn't play football to be the best or to want to be the number one. He loves his football and he always competes with himself only, not with others. In our day-to-day life also, we need to compete with ourselves. We are here to improve our public speaking skills. So we need to love it and we need to compete with what we were yesterday and what we are today. In this way, if we do, each and every day would be the greatest success for all of them. With that note, I am declaring meeting number 508 of Chennai Communicators Club officially open. To get the few addressing of VIT, I have a very special person. Telling about this person, she is the 4th year student in software engineering and she has been in Toastmasters for 2 years and she loved to play the roles like grammarian in evaluators. She loves to read, talk about cinemas and trekking. Let's hear more from her. The screen is all yours, Saumini. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ruma, for that introduction. I especially look forward to joint sessions because it is a break from familiarity. Not that I hate my familiar faces, but it introduces a wide range of diverse thoughts, perceptions, people, etc. As diversity is a driving force of creativity and learning. I'm so glad to be having this joint session with Chennai Communicators Club, who have had 500 plus successful sessions. So let me declare open Velo Toastmasters Club session number 105. We have not one, but two Toastmasters of the day. Toastmaster Rajkant and Toastmaster Shrutika with their theme, Value in Action. A theme which when I Googled, overwhelmed me with the amount and weight of information. But essentially in today's session, it means the core values in Toastmasters. So without any further ado, let me hand over the session to the Toastmasters of the day to unravel what they have in store. Over to you.
To add value to others, one must value themselves and value others. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today's theme of the day is value in action. Value in action means we as a person may have a self-branding, or as a Toastmaster in community, we have 4 core values like integrity, service, respect, and excellence. How we are showcasing those values in meetings as well as after meetings during the call with our fellow Toastmasters members. Let us start with the first value, core value of Toastmaster, that is integrity. Toastmaster Shrutika, when you think about the word integrity, what is coming in your mind?
Well, as per the dictionary meaning, integrity is all about unity, being honest, and etc. Here, I have seen a quote in the morning called integrity is choosing your thoughts and actions based on values rather than personal gains. For every member, integrity means living up to the Toastmasters promise. That promise includes attending the meetings regularly, preparing for the meeting assignments, and helping maintaining the positive environment, bringing the guests to the club meetings so they can benefit from the Toastmasters membership, and maintaining honest and ethical standards during the conduct of all the Toastmasters activities. Before going further, let me explain today's meeting schedules. The first, we have the prepared speech session, and then table topic session. After that, the evaluation session. And finally, we will close the meeting.
Perfect. Perfect. You are clear. Explain the value of the integrity at first. Now it's a time to introduce the general evaluator of the meeting. Toastmaster of the day, Shrutika, would you please introduce the general evaluator for today's meeting?
Sure, it's my pleasure. The value of general evaluator is to evaluate everything that happens during the club meeting. So here, we put your hands together to welcome GTM Hari Krishnan on the stage.
Thank you, TMOD, Rajkant, and Shrutika. Before explaining the role of evaluator, I would like to tell a short story. We all tend to learn from the best in our lives, right? Today, I personally think that we should learn from the machines, as the tech companies are trillion-dollar companies, and they are extremely focused in achieving what they want. Especially Google and Facebook, they tend to have algorithm which does not have human interventions. They tend to learn each and every day from their mistakes, and they tend to update each and every day. I think we have to reciprocate the same thing in our in our human lives also, for which evaluation is a mandatory thing, through which we can find our own mistakes and we can just update ourselves each day in order to become a better version of yesterday. In order to do the work of evaluation flawlessly, I have 3 persons who are there in my team. The first person is Toastmaster Hershika, who would be performing the timer role. Toastmaster Hershika, could you please tell the role of timer?
Harshika, you're not audible.
Is Toastmaster Hershika audible to everyone?
No worry, Christian. Maybe Ashika, you can remove your headphone and try.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's fine.
Yeah. So as a timer for today, I'll notify the amount of the duration of time that you all are taking for those particular speeches. So for we have 2 sessions today: prepared speeches and table topic session. For prepared speech, the first speech at 5 minutes, I will notify you with the green card. At 6 minutes, I will notify with you yellow card, and at 7 minutes, I'll notify with red card. And for the second speech, I'll show green card at 11 minutes, yellow card at 12 minutes, and red card at 13 minutes. For table topic sessions, each person can take 1 minute, and at 1 minute, I'll notify you with green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I will notify you with yellow card, and at 2 minutes, I'll notify you with red card. Thank you. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hershika. Now let me welcome Toastmaster Pratyusha from Vellore Toastmaster Club for explaining the role of counter.
When we find ourselves rattled while speaking, whether we are nervous, distracted, or lost of what comes next, it is easy to lean on the filler words. This may give us a moment to collect our thoughts before we pass on. And in some cases, they may be useful to indicate that the audience should pay special attention to what comes next. But when we are overusing them, they may become crutches. Academics call them disinfluences that distract from our message. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Pratyusha. As accounted today, I will note the words and sounds that are used as crutches or pause fillers by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for the overused words including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for the filler sounds including and, and I will also note when the speakers repeat a word or a phrases such as I, this means, or this means. And at the end of the meeting, I shall report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pratyusha. For explaining the role of grammarian, let me call upon Toastmaster Bharati from Chennai Communicators Club.
A very good afternoon to fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest. I'm very much happy to take up this role once again as a grammarian. So the grammarian role is very important to learn the proper usage of grammar. So that is the ultimate purpose we are using this grammarian role. We need, suppose we are a very small child. So how we will grow without any support? That is not possible, right? So we need a mother support and other team member of our family. So unless we cannot able to grow properly, the same way we need a proper construction of wordings, proper wording usage for the in right way of grammar. So So that is a role of grammarian. So the main objective of the grammarian role is we can become a effective listener, as well as we can learn new words, and also we can go for the proper usage of grammar while speaking. So this is about the main aspect of grammarian role. And end of the report, when general evaluator calling me, I will come with I'll come with my report. Thank you. Back to you, the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bharati. Yes, myself and my team will come at the end of the table, at the end of the meeting, to explain our briefing. Thank you. Over to you, TMOD.
Yes. So, team, as I told you earlier, this meeting, we are going to use the theme of the day, value in action, in most of our speech. Whenever the speakers speak about the value in action or all the phrases in their speech, please give an applause. And first, we already explained integrity, then we are going to explain other core values in upcoming speech session. So now we are going to have the first proposed speaking session. First, let me introduce the speaker, Toastmaster of the day, Shrutika. Who is that? First, we introduce the speaker or evaluator of the speech evaluator of the speaker.
Of course, CM Rajkant, we have to introduce the speech evaluator first.
Yes, thank you. So first, the Toastmaster Kriti Suraina from Vellore Toastmaster Club is going to present her level 2 project 2 speech. Before calling upon her on the stage, let us hear the objective from the speech evaluator, Toastmaster Buzaina. Toastmaster Buzaina, would you please explain the objective of her speech?
Thank you so much, TMODs of the day. Today, my target speaker is presenting their level project 2 of level 2. The purpose of this project is remember, to deliver a speech with awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn, practice, and refine how they use non-verbal communication when delivering a speech. Timer, please note, the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you and all the best, Toastmaster Kriti.
Perfect. Toastmaster Kriti Suraina, Sound of Music. Sound of Music, Toastmaster Kriti Suraina. You can start.
Thank you, TMOD. Love you, Zindagi. Love you, Zindagi. How many of you have a song that means something? Maybe it is tied up with specific person or specific memory. Maybe it gives you an urge to dance when you listen to it. If you can think of that song like that, please raise your hand. If now look around, almost, it's pretty much all of us. Music is very ubiquitous phenomena. We all listen to music in our everyday lives. It brings us right mood, it bonds with other people, and it also creates shared experience. Let me give you a disclaimer. I warn you not to wear headphones when your parents are around. I did it once and I was wearing headphones and listening to music. And then my mom was calling me, Kriti, 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 come here. She called me more than 10 times. Then she came and gave me a tight slap. After that, I stopped wearing headphones. But one good thing about music is when it hits hard, it doesn't hurt. Singing or listening to music can increase cognitive awareness and communication. It isn't just listening to notes and rhythms, but it's movement, language, and feelings. There is a diverse influence of music, which is It cures many diseases, traumatic disease, brain injuries from a result of strokes or trauma. People also are suffering from a disease called expressive aphasia. Expressive aphasia, which means that they're not able to control their production of speech. I know it is a simple term, but if we all take a little look into a little deeper, if you have that expressive aphasia, you can think clearly as you do now. You would know exactly what do you want to say. You can scream that in your mind, but when it comes to delivering, you can't. It takes an exhaustive effort to tell that single word out, which was not the thing which you had already thought what was in mind, not able to deliver it outside. And people who, like, sometimes if we are suffering from any injury, we can't say to a significant one or our family that we love them. But while you may not be able to say it, you might be able to sing it. Well, the regular pathway of thought to speech may be damaged, but music therapy can help us provide a literal alternative pathway in the brain. This allows more easier and consistent speech. It doesn't come with a long list of side effects or a six-figure digit bill. It just uses music as a tool to harness systems and feelings that are already done. Now the question is, how do we use the music therapy in our daily lives? For most of us, we use music to reflect our circumstances surrounding. Driving with friends in a sunny day, we want to listen to some fast beats. And then lying in a bed at night and thinking about old memories, we would like to hear some melodious songs. We choose music that empathizes on how we feel, but it also works in reverse. If you're trying to relax, you can listen to relaxing sounds, music, which produces a physical response. It lowers heart rate, lowers blood pressure, and reduces production of stress hormones. We all feel relaxed. Any musician will tell you what makes music so special. Its ability to connect with ourselves and to others. That's the humanizing power of music. It links patients from recovering from strokes. It brings out emotions from you and me. Music, it is a means of connection to our own emotions. They may be around the person whom you love and anything else. So only one thing I want you all to take away from this is, let it be an invitation to a healthier and happier life in a way you didn't mean. An invitation to perform in a shower, to dance in your living room, to belt out your favorite songs on your daily commute with fearless disregard of your own vocal abilities. An invitation to sing, dance, and also cry, to love those around you and feel the melody of the human experience. Remember, music is there for you no matter what mood you're in. Just let the music play. Dear Modi.
It's a good speech. Now it's a time for second speaker, Toastmaster of the day. Shrutika, what do you think about the podcast, which is we are going to have in our second speech?
So now it's the time to hear the second speaker, TM Anirudh. Podcast is always an interesting and lovable thing, which is a great substitute to listening songs. Before we listen to the speaker's speech, we are here . to hear the speech objectives from the evaluator, TM Saumini.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shrutika. Toastmaster Anirudh today will be giving his Level 4 Project 2 elective podcast speech in the pathway Visionary Communication. The purpose of this project is for the member to be introduced to the skills that need to organize and present a podcast. The purpose of the speech is for the member to introduce his podcast and to present a segment of the podcast. I shall be evaluating Toastmaster Anirudh on various speech parameters such as gestures, vocal variety, audience awareness, eye contact, clarity, etc. and give my report at the end when called upon. Timer, please note that the time limit of the speech is 2 to 3 minutes and the length of the podcast is 10 minutes. All the best to you, Toastmaster Anirudh. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
TM Anirudh, speak to the world. Speak to the world, TM Anirudh. The stage is yours.
Speaking in front of an audience of unknown people comes quite easily to Toastmasters. But have you ever wanted to extend that to speaking to the whole world? Toastmasters, yes, and Toastmaster of the Day, I had the chance to do that through a podcast that I created recently for anyone and everyone in the whole world to be able to listen to. When I was in the final year of college, I had a lot of confusion about what I wanted to do. I was studying engineering, but I wanted to work in business and management after graduation. When I spoke to peers, friends, family members, I got a lot of generic gyan based on what everyone seemed to be doing, which they thought would work for me as well, but which wasn't really helping at all. So when I thought a little bit deeper about this, I realized that in a lot of scenarios in life, when you're talking about someone's work life or professional career, we each tend to receive a lot of gyan from even our closest well-wishers and family who may not really have experiential advice that somebody needs based upon real experiences that people are going through. So I decided to go ahead and create a podcast on this, which I called the Advice Not Gyan podcast. The segment that I'll play for you is a 10-minute long one from an interview that I had with a fellow Toastmaster, Toastmaster Manju, who is also a member of Chennai Communicators Club. So Manju is someone who has been there and done that. She took a career transition from information technology, where she was working in software development, to go into customer service and aviation as a cabin crew member. So I spoke to her on career changes and how to make as well as handle them. The podcast was put together using simple as well as inexpensive technology. So I met with Manju and interviewed her over a Zoom meeting. The audio file from the recording was what was used to generate much of the content in the podcast. Once I had the sound clips as well as transition music ready, I was able to drag and drop the files in the right order that I wanted to create the podcast in seconds using Anchor, which is a podcast creation tool owned by Spotify. Anchor also allows you to go ahead and push the podcast instantly to platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or anywhere else where people listen to podcasts. The best part, Anchor is completely free. It also comes with analytics, which lets you see how many people are listening to your podcast and some demographic information such as their age, nationality, as well as gender, so that if you've created the podcast with a certain target segment or audience in mind, you can see if it's reaching out to them. So I had a lot of fun creating this podcast. I'll now play the podcast for you. So Uma, whenever you're ready, you can play it and then we'll go ahead.
The world can seem a really big place if you're someone who's close to graduating from college. Friends, family members, everyone that you know is dishing out a lot of gyan. And you feel frustrated and you feel annoyed because none of that seems to be working for you. Because it's not based upon your individual strengths, capabilities, as well as personality. Well, if you've come looking for answers, you've come to the right place. Welcome to the Advice Not Gyan podcast, a show where we aim to cut through the clutter of the cookie cutter advice and provide you with genuine stories, tips as well as real world advice that will help you navigate these exciting yet difficult circumstances that you find yourself in by learning to play the game of life by putting your individual strengths first as well as finding real meaning and success in what you do. I'm your host, Anirudh Madhavan, and let's get cracking on helping you find the real advice and tips that you need to succeed. Well, this podcast and many of the themes that it covers are targeted at freshers, people who are just graduating from college and who are new to the workforce. But I thought I'd pick up a topic today that's really applicable to anyone at any stage of their working life, and that is career switches. Whether you're someone who's close to graduating from engineering and deciding to work in business and management, or whether you're someone who thinks that your present job sucks, or whether you're someone who's frustrated with where your present career is taking you and you'd like to jump right into doing something that you love, then this episode is for you. Well, with career switches, you're exposed to one train of thought that social media provides you. Someone hits their job on day one, they then move into a new career on day two, and on day three, they've become a millionaire. The reality is, career switches are a lot tougher and require a lot more courage than is portrayed on social media. It requires a deep belief in your passion to overcome whatever resistance and opposition you may face from partners, family members, peers, and friends around you. What about if you have pressing financial commitments? What about if you have rent to pay, if you have bills to pay? How do you jump into your dream career, giving up some of the financial security that your present job might be giving you? And how do you know if that career you will move into can give you the best chance of being successful? And what do you do if that opportunity or that career jump does not actually pan out the way that you want it to? I discuss all of that and more with my guest on today's podcast, Manju Murugesan. Manju is a dear friend of mine, and like all of us, she started out with a bachelor's in technology and information technology in 2010. She then worked in the area of mainframes and Dell services, but she quit her job after just a year because she felt she wasn't doing what she really liked. She realized that she loved to travel and strike conversations with strangers, and hence she decided to take a bold plunge and do something that would really give her the opportunity to feel that every single day. She decided to jump into a career as a stewardess in aviation, and today she is a lead cabin crew member with Indigo Airlines. Today, she says she's almost at the end of her career in aviation and is once again going to make a swift jump into something that will interest her. She thinks that her diverse experiences have helped her evolve into a better person, a better professional, and now she wants to challenge herself all over again in a completely different industry. She's been a member of Toastmasters International, the not for profit organization for the love of speaking. She is a cyclist and a fitness enthusiast as well. And she says she's an avid foodie as well as a budding master chef herself. So I managed to catch up with Manju and speak to her for roughly around half an hour on many of these topics. And stay tuned to the podcast because coming up next is the interview that I had with her on the big, bold world of career switches. Okay, so hi Manju, thank you for taking the time to join me on the podcast today.
Thank you so much, Anirudh, for inviting me.
Yeah, so I'll start right away, Manju, with getting into what I wanted to talk to you about. So, you are someone who made a career change and a pretty big one at that. So, you went from IT and software development to customer service and aviation. So, first thing is, could you tell the people who might be listening to this a little bit about the specific, career change that you took, and also maybe focusing on two things, right? So how did you realize that working in the other field, in this case aviation, was what you wanted to do? And second, what was sort of the biggest motivator to take the leap of faith and actually make the jump? So if you can start from there, I think that'd be helpful for everyone.
Sure. If I look back at my career swap, I feel that it was more of a foolish decision at that point of time because I didn't have another career option ready in my hand. But what I did realize was being in a software company, what it did was it put me in front of the computers throughout the day. And what I craved for more was conversations with people. Though we did have meetings once in a while, I felt there was lack of connections with people. But as a dutiful employee, I think I kept on doing whatever I had to do. Month on month, I was awarded as a best employee in the team and all of that. But I felt there was something nagging in my mind that I was not in the right place. I think a lot of people go through that, but even if they end up being in their dream company or maybe in whatever roles that they have always wanted to be, once they are in it, I think people kind of start feeling they are misfit there. And also it didn't help that the seniors that I had at that point of time, they were also kind of learning mainframes, which was my major at that point of time. So it was like I was 6 months into the company and I was teaching most of my seniors. So I felt I didn't really have many people to look up to. But I felt I feel that it was not a great decision to make with such a haste in the beginning of the career, because I was there with Dell only for an year. But looking back, what I would say is if people are not happy in a place that they are right now, it is important to make a move, but also to understand the environment that they are working in. I think I could have made a jump to another team probably, and I could have learned much more on what software could have offered. But end of the day, I think this decision of making a jump would definitely have come. But the only regret is I made the decision little ahead, so I could not explore much of what was there in software. But I realized that I was craving for conversations with people. It was kind of depressing to be in front of the systems all the time. So once I did give up my job, my manager came and spoke to me as to what I was going to do further. I told them that I don't really have a plan as to what I'm going to do, but I know that I do need a break. And what motivated me to take a decision of becoming a cabin crew was simply the fact that I like traveling. When I quit my job, I sat at home for some time. I asked myself, what is that I really want to do? What is that something which will keep me going in spite of not having a manager around me to monitor? Then the only answer I had was traveling. Meeting people, speaking to people. So I shortlisted what are the other career options which I have. So the list that I came up with was being a yoga teacher, because yoga teacher can go around and start teaching yoga and connect with people. Another was English teacher, and another one was cabin crew. And cabin crew was the last on my priority list because I was like a huge ball at that point of time. I was a 98 kg person. So I thought cabin crew was never going to happen. So I first tried my hands at yoga. I couldn't do it well. And then I went to British Council to see if I can do well with English. But I felt I like to converse, but I don't like to actually teach people. Then inevitably, I think I took up cabin crew in reluctance. But once I started losing my weight, started going for interviews, and once I started flying as a passenger, I really liked the environment that people were in. And I thought, let me try take a plunge and see what works. And thought if it really doesn't work, and then I can always go back to IT, because my manager was willing to take me even after a year. He said, if you want to take just 1 year break, you're free to take it and you can probably come back. That's what he said at that point of time. So I thought I had a backup. But once I became a cabin crew, at that point of time, there was no turning back. So in a blink of an eye, I think 7 years have passed, and I am at a juncture where I'm going to make another career swap, and I'll see what interests me right now.
Okay, got it. And I think probably the one thing that stood out a lot is, wanting to talk to people, which I'll ask you, maybe a little bit more about in, one of the next questions that I have. But before that, so you spoke about, researching these different options and then moving to that, completely different career industry job.
Yes.
Reality is that people face challenges. Now, these challenges can be
Yeah, thank you, Ma. So just to close out, so I think it went a little bit more than 10 minutes, but the whole conversation went on for probably 30 minutes. Just to round off, I'll put in the Zoom chat the link to the podcast. So if anyone's interested, you can go and listen to the full conversation. So thank you, and that's it. I'll hand it back to the TMODs.
That was a wonderful session I ever had. This is the first time I come across this type of podcast in my Toastmaster journey. It's really good thing. Thank you, Toastmaster Anil, for sharing that. And so before moving on the next session, timer, can you confirm that both of the speakers are qualified for qualified speaker?
Yes, both of the speakers are qualified.
Okay, Sergeant at Arms, can you display the qualified speaker's name on screen for voting? Fellow Toastmasters, please vote for the best speaker that you believe. Thank you. The second core value of the Toastmasters Club is the respect. So, Toastmaster of the day, Shrutika, what do you think about the respect in context of Toastmasters International?
Respect. I personally feel respect is something how we treat people. For club members, respect means understanding that each member is unique, possessing certain skills and abilities, goals and ambitions, and the strengths and weakness. For club leaders, it also means understanding that each member is developing at his or her own pace, and while some may need a gentle push up for time to time, and others may need a space to develop.
Exactly. I accept all your points. And now it's a time for a secret session before moving on to table topic session. This secret session will be taken care by Toastmaster of the day, Shrutika. Shrutika, you can go ahead to conduct this session.
Thank you, TM Rajkant. Kriti, can you share the screen, please? So now we are going to play a fun activity. I just want everyone to participate in it. Before that, I will say what are the ground rules. Here I have displayed a 15 words. We are going to frame a random story. So each word should be used only once, and everyone should say one sentence. And the one sentence and the preceding sentence should be linked like a story. For example, if I say, it was a happy Sunday, and the Sunday word has been used, the next word which they are selecting, the sentence should be linked to the first sentence which I have said. Finally, we'll see what is the story going to come as an outcome. Are you guys ready? Okay. I'll select everyone randomly. Let's go with Lavanya.
It was a happy Sunday. I went to the beach.
Okay. Anirudh?
Yeah, could you repeat that? I'm really sorry. I didn't catch what we're supposed to do. Yeah.
Okay. So there are 15 words.
Mm.
Using those words, we should form a sentence.
Okay.
So the first sentence, which the person said, the second sentence should be linked to it, has a story.
Okay. I am really sorry. I didn't catch the first sentence either. So can I just make a second one, or do you want me?
Lavanya, can you repeat the first sentence?
Yeah, it was a happy Sunday. I went to the beach in the morning.
Okay. Right. In the afternoon, I went to a Toastmasters meeting in the palace.
Great. Bharati?
Yes, ma'am.
Go with the next sentence.
I am very happy today because I have a Toastmaster section 3 to 5. It is a really enjoyable section.
The word should be used only once. The Toastmaster word has been already used. Go with any other word.
I am very happy today because I received a gift from my family members.
Okay. Hari Krishnan?
Can anyone make some kind of notification of what are all the words used and as number 1, 2, or 3? It will be extremely helpful.
Okay. Shruti, can you take care of it?
Okay. This Sunday, along with my friends from Toastmasters, we had we had lunch together at a beach, and we went to Uma's palace, where she treated us with cheese and bread.
Okay. So
Okay.
everyone are framing a separate sentences, which itself looking like a story.
Okay.
Great. So next, Kriti, go ahead.
After eating the cheese in the Toastmaster session, I had my camera on, which shows the mirror image of myself.
Great. Hershika? Hershika, are you there? Okay. Let's go with Mahalakshmi.
Yes. On this Sunday, along with my friends, I went to beach. There I had a 1 scoop of ice cream in a vanilla flavor, and I went to Uma's palace. They served cheese with bread, and in the return way they gifted me a ring. Gifted me a ring. After that, I went to Toastmasters meeting.
Nirmal? Uma Maheshwari?
Yes, after that meeting of Toastmasters on Sunday at evening, There was a very big rain actually, so I was able to see the rainbow, and I thought how the peacock would be at this moment. It show all his feathers and all. So I enjoyed that moment a lot. Over to you.
Say, Jay Shankar.
I started my exercise in the morning. I used to look at the mirror. Oh, I'm not reduced my weight. I used to decide to run, and I run like a horse. I don't run like a rat. I run daily in the forest, and the nearby small child girl told that, brother, you're reducing weight. So I always look back at the mirror and see what is the next day's workout.
Great. Saumini?
Is there anything left?
Is everything closed? Okay. So actually, let me share my experience on this. Where in an orientation program, one of my teacher has conducted this activity where she have displayed. I think I didn't explain the rules clearly. The one sentence should be linked to the other. It's like forming a story. If I say, on the happy Sunday, I was in a beach, the next sentence would be, in beach, I saw a girl. And the next sentence would be, the girl was so beautiful and eating an ice cream. So I think you are getting the flow, right? At the end, we'll get a random story. But this session is also new and unique fun that each and every person used more than 3 to 4 words and made a short stories. Okay, let's further go to our theme.
Our theme is value in action. As I saw the previous session, I remember my school days. My principal called upon the random students on stage and give a word like this. So we need to form a chain of stories, and finally she will give a conclusion on that. For this, we need a special skill. Do you know, Shrutika?
What
or
is
any
it?
other Toastmaster? So the special
I
skill is
guessed it. Is that all about impromptu speech?
yes, exactly. We need to have the impromptu session, which will improve the respect on Toastmaster, where they can speak on any topic anywhere. Now we are going to have the table topic session, that is impromptu session. To conduct this session, there is a special person called table topic master. Today, table topic master definitely going to add values by giving some challenging topics, I hope. Put your hand together to welcome Toastmaster Magalakshmi to conduct the table topic session. Yes.
Good evening. Thank you, fellow. Sorry for my inconvenience. I turn off my video. Let me start my session. Thank you, TMOD of the day, that is Shrutika and Rajkant. Very good evening or good afternoon to fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I'm very glad to join this part of this sessions with a joint session with Chennai Communications Toastmasters Club. I heartily welcoming you for the most entertaining and fun-filling session of the table topic as a Toastmasters. As a table topic master, I personally call it as peer blasting session. Why? Because on my first day in Toastmasters, I have invited as a guest. I got attracted by the table topic master's speech. However, wherever my intrinsic force pushes me to raise my hand. Badly, that TT masters found that before he introduced the topic, my heartbeat was like laptop, laptop, laptop. You know, once he starts, is give me the theme, my heartbeat is like laptop, 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 this much faster. Anyway, I have completed my speech within the time limit. I think I don't think it would be better. Finally, I'm delighted because I could see my another version of me. That is, it's me, Mahabhav, to finish. This is the this is the kick out. This is the opportunity to everyone to kick out your fears by using this TT session. It's my responsibility to re-emphasize what is table topics and its benefits. TT portion of this meeting is to help and train the member to quickly organize and express their thoughts in an impromptu setting. Taking on this role, you can improve your confidence and impromptu skills. Those who want to kick out the fear like me, let's use your hands to join with me and let's rock the sessions. I especially invite the volunteers. Volunteer from guest sites. Anybody? Please raise your hands. It is very, very easy topic. Yes, I got a response from Jay Shankar. Hi, Jay Shankar.
Yeah, hi Mahalakshmi, how are you?
I'm good, sir. I'm good. And okay, as we all know, it's a very summertime. It's a very hot, so hot, especially in Bellu. Are you from Mano? Are you from?
I am from Namakkal, nearby to Vellore.
Okay, sir. I think Vellore is a very hottest place in Tamil Nadu. I don't know about Namakkal. Your question is, what do you like to do in the summer times?
Hello,
Timer,
Toastmaster.
one second, sir. Timer, please, every speaker, please notify after 2 minutes, and also you will get a buffer time of 30 seconds. You can start, sir.
Today in Namakkal, I went to a morning around an hour before. I went to a food shop. Few people at the local paratha shop, you know, like the local food shop, they were playing. There is a hotel. They were having a very steel plate, very thin steel plate in front of their shop in the peak sun. They were breaking some eggs and putting on that. And, you know, very wondering that without heat and fire and gas, the egg is getting boiled here. I was very much surprised. Then I came to know how much is the sun, how much is the very hot sun is there in Namakkal. Without even a fire or a gas stove, the egg is getting boiled. I think that always the nature gives us a lot of good things. In summer, I decided that if it's possible, I can cook the rice at home even without the gas and save the gas. I hope the TT master can very well cook all the foods without any expense of gas at Vellore, because she says that it is all very heat place there. Coming to the point, as the point, I mean, in the nature, everything is a routine. And we see that the summer is very peak and the winter is not very cold. That is because the human beings are not respecting the nature and they are cutting down all the trees and they are making the woods and furnitures in their home and wasting the trees. So let us take a point that in 20th century, 2022, if a egg is boiling and maybe in another 100 years later, we cannot even go out of the home, that the sun will be very dangerous. So we'll respect the nature and be safe. Back to TT Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jay Shankar. I really try your suggestions without fire, with the sun, with the help of sun. I will try to cook any other dishes and definitely serve to you. And I thought it's you took it in a very different level to make everybody laugh. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
I suggest you try an egg and omelette today at Vellore and send us the WhatsApp photo.
definitely sure, I will invite you. And it's a time to call another volunteer from VTC RCC. Anyone?
Yeah, I would like one.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Can you raise your hand? Yeah, welcome Bharat once again. Bharat, your topic, like we said, every coin has two sides, right? Are you agree with this?
Yeah, I agree.
Bharat, are you agree with this? Every coin has its two sides.
Yeah, ma'am, I agree to this.
Yes. So your topic is being a Toastmaster. You have to. I will give you one word. You have to say its positive side as well as its negative side. Your topic is being a Toastmaster. Are you understood?
Yeah, ma'am, I understood.
Okay. Yeah. When I said my change, when you listen the voice change, you have to change. You have to say the negative side. Okay. Let me start. Your topic is being Toastmaster.
So I need to tell the negative side and positive side. No, I need to say both.
Whichever you want to start.
Okay. So actually, being a Toastmaster, well, it's always like being in the very biggest place you want. So it's like almost like when you want to follow your passion. Well, actually, my passion is to become a very good public speaker, and there I found that Toastmaster is a great platform to continue that passion. And I could say that Toastmaster is in a positive way that it helped me out in taking out my passion. So I could say that Toastmaster sometimes when I want to watch a movie or a cricket, this Toastmaster is a little disturbing. Yeah, because I couldn't watch the favorite things apart from the Toastmaster I wish to. But of course, even though I know that Toastmaster is very important, but sometimes this meeting is over at always at 4:30, and sometimes I think matches are starting at 3:30, and this is the kind of disturbance that I felt in person.
Change.
So even though I'm traveling to Bangalore in the bus right now, that I was thinking that in a very hot summer, what can we do? But now I'm feeling comfortable that we are doing something productive even while traveling. So this is something I should be happy about. Yeah.
Timer is timeout or okay.
Yeah, that is what I can say about it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bharat. I think it's very difficult question to answer because being a Toastmaster, we are all come for get a benefits out of it. We understood. Thank you, and I'm expecting another person from CC. It's a very simple question. Anyone can participate. Please join. Yeah, so spirit. That's a spirit, Srikanth sir. Yes. Srikanth sir, are you from
Chennai. Member of
Chennai? Oh, very good place. I'm also staying there only. Okay. Okay. I give you like statement like every human must have follow some values, right? Everybody has follow some values. Tell me why why we should stick on the values. You also must have some values. You are following the same values. Why needed to follow the values?
Yeah, thank you very much. See, the thing that we need to understand is that what seems to be a value to another person not necessarily should be a value to yourself. What seems to be right to another person need not be right to you. So this entire value or the values that you have towards yourself is something that has been drilled into you right from your childhood. There should be a paradigm shift of the value system that you have, because as you were growing up, you had so much of values that your parents believed, which they got from their parents, your grandparents, and that was given to you. And you started believing in those values. And from your friends, the society, the community, everything. So what we have been doing is, all these values have been taken from outside, and we were trying to find an identity for ourselves that we are a person with values. And please remember, anything that comes from outside into your belief comes attached with doubt. Anything for that matter. Anything for that matter. But we don't really question those doubts. So what I'm trying to tell you is, the values that you have, which is dear to your heart, which you will never violate in your life, is something that has to come from within. It is something that you believe that is worthwhile, and you always stand to that. Let me give you an example, a quick example. When Mother Teresa was asked whether she would march against the war in Vietnam, she said no. But she said, if there is a march for peace, I will be there. That was her value system. So all of you need to create a system which you believe, rather than taking it from outside and fitting into the line and making yourself a very lovable person. Everybody is not going to love you. You have to be yourself, and you need to create a value system which comes from your heart. And when you do that, you will never violate that. Thank you very much, and back to you.
Thank you, Srikanth sir. Such a nice speech. Values for ourselves, which won't violate us and use benefits to us, use important to us. We must stick on the values. Thank you. I have a lost TT's topics. Anybody wants to take it?
I think earlier Toastmaster Vineet had raised your hands.
Toastmaster Vineet. Yes. Thank you.
No, I'm not sure if
Toastmaster
they're there.
Vineet.
Can you just check if they're still there?
What, ma'am?
Yeah.
Can you still check if they're still there? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I noticed Toastmaster Vineet. Toastmaster Vineet, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you, sir. And in our childhood, we are interested to listen a story. It's a time to you to make a story. Okay, I will share few words. You have to make a story with that lines. I will display the screen.
So you are going to display the words. I need to make stories with that words, right?
Toastmaster Vineet, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see.
You have to build a story by using the words. Your time starts from now.
Okay. So I have been the member of Chennai Communication Club for long, and I have been watching and seeing a lot of other Toastmaster clubs, including VTC. And one thing I really like there, that the people over there were completely chill out. They were passionate about public speaking. They were fully passionate about leadership, developing leadership qualities. And one of the important thing what I realized that all the members of Chennai Communicators Club and VTC were close friends. In fact, they also used to go for vacations often, and they used to spend quality time together. I really liked the way the members gel up, and it also helped me to understand and learn from others. And slowly and steadily, I have also developed my communication skills and leadership skills. And I'm extremely happy and proud that I have been a part of Chennai Communication Club, and I have a lot of friends from VTC as well who helped me develop my communication and leadership skills. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vineet. I never expect, because for my concern, I will take a minimum of 30 seconds to recollect all these points. But we cannot, without taking a time, you rocked it. You really rocked it, and your words also, your story also too. I congratulate every participant to pick out your peers, and time are big. And I'm very sorry for I'm in travel. I could not expose myself. And thank you for giving this opportunity. Over to TMOD of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi, for the wonderful TT session. Timer, whether all the TT speakers qualified?
Yes, all the speakers are qualified.
Yes, could you please display the qualified speakers on screen?
Can you do it in the last, please?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
So back to the theme. The next core value in action in the Toastmasters is service. For club members, service means stepping up when required to help the club functions as a stellar learning environment for the benefit of all the members. For club leaders, service also means focusing on the planning and delivering of an environment and a varied program conducive to the members' achievement.
So for me, the service leadership is very important skills in Toastmaster. You know, I learned most of the leadership skill from Toastmaster and implement in my professional career. I built a freshers team of 20 members. Through my service leadership skill alone, I make them to be extraordinary team members and extraordinary development team in my company. That's a skill, that's the specialty of joining in Toastmasters International. Yeah, I support your point, the Toastmaster of the day, Shrutika. It's really a great thing. Now it's a time again, we need to go back to the GE, general evaluators, and listen to the values of the evaluators they are bringing by giving us feedback. Toastmaster Hari Krishnan, now it's your time. Please take the stage and go forward.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, TMOD Rajkant. Now let me call upon Toastmaster Hershika for timer briefing.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, Hershika.
Yes. Here are my timer reports. Toastmaster Abhishek took 1 minute 31 seconds. Toastmaster Uma took 2 minutes 30 seconds. Toastmaster Taumini took 1 minute. Toastmaster Pratyuta took 1 minute 1 second. Toastmaster Rajkant took 8 minutes. Toastmaster Shrutika took 15 minutes. Coming to the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Kriti took 5 minutes 44 seconds. Toastmaster Anirudh took 10 minutes 36 seconds. Coming to the table topic speeches, Toastmaster Sai Shankar took 2 minutes 3 seconds. Toastmaster Bharat took 1 minute 55 seconds. Toastmaster Srikant took 2 minutes 16 seconds. Topic Master Mahalakshmi took 5 minutes. Thank you. Thank you. Over to the general evaluator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now let me call upon Toastmaster Buzena to evaluate Toastmaster Kriti's prepared speech. Thank you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Hari Krishnan. My target speaker, Toastmaster Kriti. Today, your project objective was to deliver a project demonstrating your body language and non-verbal expression. But to pick up or to talk about sound of music, that it's more about the audio aspect. That was definitely a brave move. So kudos on that first step. In fact, the Dear Zindagi song is one of my favorite songs, and it is sometimes also on my caller tune. Toastmaster Kriti, if I would have to point out the three main things that really stood out to me in your speech today was one, how comfortable you are with with your own self and with expressing using your hands as well as your vocal variety. When you're talking about distinction between concepts, you mentioned you are doing this. So that really clearly showed that you were actually showing the distinction between three different things. Also, that particular time when you talked about long list of side effects, it actually gave us, okay, that's indeed a very long list of side effects. Also, sometimes when at the beginning of the speech, when you were trying to show some other character, you kind of moved to the side and you said your mother was calling you, or you also moved to the side to show that it was a doctor or some other person in the character arc. So in that way, I feel to Toastmaster Kriti, that you excel in using the different dimensions of the space to show aspects of the story. One other thing that I really liked that I liked about your speech was when you're trying to show when you're trying to show certain intensities of things. You were saying like little things, or when uh, you were talking about like small. You were talking about how like something small, like something small word people are not able to talk about it. You were able to use your hands properly. Having said that, after listening to the positives, I would also like to highlight few things that you would like. I think you could work on to become a much better speaker and excel at something that you're already good at. First off, non-verbal language also include your vocal variety a little bit. So I felt throughout the speech, your speech was mostly little flatlined, even though there were instances of little this vocal variety. You could use a little more vocal variety, as in you can use the pauses a little more when you are talking about something that's really serious about speech disorders. You could make it really slow and say, you know what, this many people suffer from this speech disorder. So that's how when your pitch also kind of goes down. Second thing is, I didn't notice while you're speaking that you kept going to and fro towards the camera. This is not entirely necessary all the time. It is good to use the space, but it is good when you're walking about while you're speaking. It often denotes that you're actually going through process of thoughts, or they are trying to go into process of an idea. So you could restrict that while one idea just stand at one place. So overall, while you really excelled in using your hand gestures, to show significant parts of the speech, significant emotional speech, what you could excel as was not moving too much in your speech to and fro, while as showing your vocal variety a little more. All the best, and I see you would like to hear from you more often. Over to you, Toastmaster Hari Krishnan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Buzaina, for your evaluation. Now, let me call upon Toastmaster Saumini from Vellore Toastmasters Club to evaluate Toastmaster Anirudh's podcast.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Toastmaster Anirudh, I've tried to keep this evaluation to motivate and not sound like a gap. Here are three things that I loved about your speech. Number one, how confident you seemed while you went on stage. You were thoroughly confident throughout the speech and had a command over your speech. What this does is that it helps the audience understand hooks the audience right to you from the beginning of your Am I audible? I'm visible? Yeah. There was a power cut. Sorry. So what this does to you, to the audience, is that it helps the audience get hooked on your speech right from the beginning, because they know that this speaker has some serious quality. So great job on doing that. Number two, your podcast was backed with research and a resource in the form of Toastmaster Manju. You had such an important topic for your podcast, career change, a topic so vast, and you understood the assignment so well that this topic needs to be backed with research and real life experiences so that it could persuade and convince your listeners. Here you had Toastmaster Manju, which helped persuade the audience to a great extent. So amazing job on doing that. Number three, the clarity you had in your speech. Clarity in Toastmaster Anirudh's speech was something that did not derail. This helped the audience stay with you throughout the speech and the podcast, which together coupled came almost up to 15 minutes, but still we did not move and gave our complete attention to your speech. So fantastic job on doing that. Here are two things that I feel that you could improve in your speech. Number one, the use of intonation. So intonation is basically the fall and rise of voices. And there are three types of intonation that you could use in your voice: the fall, the rise, and the fall rise. So what the usage of intonation does in the speech is that it gives information beyond what the speaker is trying to say by telling the attitude that the speaker has. So here, to explain the title of your podcast, you could have said advice, not gyan. This would have helped the audience understand and move with you even more better. Number two, I noticed that the pace of your speech was fast. I understand that the speech limit was 2 to 3 minutes, but you had a lot of important points in your speech, introducing the theme and content of the podcast. So what was missing was the pauses that would have helped the audience let the information sink in and be ready for the next information that you were going to drop upon us. So overall, in your speech, you seemed extremely confident. Your podcast was well backed with research and resources. You had great clarity in your speech. And if you could infuse intonation and meaningful pauses in your speech, this speech would be stellar. Compelled by the 10 minutes of your speech, I am moved to listen to the whole 30 minutes. And congratulations on completing your project. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saumini. Now let me call upon Toastmaster Pratyusha for our counter report.
Greetings once again, everyone. Thank you so much to everyone who spoke today for easing my job. I couldn't find a single member using any filler words or our counters. So thanks to that, and applause to everybody. Over to General Evaluator.
Okay, thank you. Now let me call upon Toastmaster Bharati for grammarian report briefing.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Here I am standing with my report. The good words usage from Kirti. Exastic music therapy from Anirudh Madhavan. Analytic, broadcast, carrier switches, pan out, millennial, bold bench, cyclist, and from Buzaina, flatline, vocal variety, Jaishankar, respect the nature, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi, detail, kick out, Toastmaster Shrikant, beneath, passionate, gel up, and TM Modi Rajkant, Chain of Story, Great Day, and Shrutika, Stepping Up, Delivering, Saumini, Happy Sunday, Random Story. So from on the whole, from my report to conclude this, the Toastmaster, I expected use the word of the day that is demanded. No one has used. So kindly requesting all of them use in future at least. And the repetition of word was everybody very frequently used repetition of words in all the areas. So kindly that too should be keep in mind while using the word, because of unknowingly we are using that, I can understand, but kindly keep in your mind to avoid better repetition of the words. So that's all my report. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bharati. Now coming to the GE report, the meeting started off at the right time at 3 o'clock. The Toastmaster Abhishek, being the Zoom master, started off with explaining the mission, code of conduct, and he invited our presiding officers. We had two presiding officers for today, Toastmaster Uma and Toastmaster Saumini. They too gave a wonderful introduction. And we also heard an inspirational story of Neymar. Then comes our two TMOD of the day, Toastmaster Rajkant and Toastmaster Shritika. So seeing two TMODs on a single meeting itself is new to each and every one of us. They too took the meeting in a positive way, making sure that the positive intent is there all throughout the meeting. They just made sure that it's like a radio jockeying where two radio jockeys are present and we are all going to hear it. The way they exchanged conversation was really very good. Coming to the prepared speech, Kriti explained us the power of music, the different perspective in which music could help each and every one of us. And Anirudh's podcast was extremely new to, I think it would be new to most of us. Coming to table topic session, and also special mention to Toastmaster Shritika, where in between she conducted an interactive game. It was really good. And coming to table topic session, Mahalakshmi, it really it really explained what impromptu means. Out of 3-4 topics which she gave, the variation between 3-4 topics itself was enormous, which made us think a lot. And coming to evaluators, Buzaina and Saumini, they made their evaluations crisp and clear, such that our prepared speech speakers would be able to get their takeaway from today's meeting. And coming to few improvements, having online meetings, it's really hectic for each and every one of us to have stable internet connection and all sort of those things. But speakers and also the organizers, while speaking, it's advisable to keep their audio and video on. It would be even more interactive. And the next one is that it would be better to mention the timing of table topic session contestants by our table topic master. That's it for today. I really enjoyed our entire meeting with our collaboration with that of Vellore Toastmaster Club. Thank you. And now let me ask the Zoom master to poll for best tag role player. Okay. Thank you. Let me hand over the stage to TM Modi. Thank you.
The final core value is sorry, there is a display. Okay, the final core value is all about excellence. So, Shrutika, you can take upon on excellence of the Toastmasters Club.
Okay, so excellence. For the club members, excellence means performing assigned duties to the best of our ability every time. Sometimes we have the bad days, and sometimes we have the less time to prepare, even might like. Regardless, excellence means performing to the best of our ability every time for the benefit of club and for all the members. For the club leaders, excellence relates directly to our organization's strategic plan and to provide an atmosphere of club excellence that enables the members' achievement.
Yeah, exactly. This excellence play an important role in Toastmasters as well as outside Toastmasters. We are building as an excellent speakers and excellent leaders. I implement these four core values in my professional life. So usually I'm coming to the Toastmasters Club to learn and practice upon different core values that is being provided by the Toastmasters Clubs itself, and taking the feedback from the evaluators as well as the fellow Toastmasters and implementing out of my professional career. Since I am working in a corporate big aviation industry, it's a necessary for me, like a growing leader, to show upon my leadership quality in the working place. But where I can practice these core values that I'm learning in Toastmasters is like a gym, every day is going to gym. If you are losing one day, we are losing muscles and we have to rebuild again from first day onwards. But regularly coming to the Toastmasters again, building my self-confident speaking skill and my leadership skill, how to handle a team of freshers or even the experienced guy, and growing with them, learning, getting feedback, learning and getting feedback, and upon that. So to continue further upon, now we are having a small session called listening session, listening master. So I'm handing over the control to the listening master now.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajkant. As you said, leadership is an essential part, and what we are here to get used to the leadership skills. And in that, listening is one of the most important leadership skills. So to get used to it, and I'm here to check the listening ability of all the Toastmasters who present in this meeting. So let me ask the questions. So name the veteran football player Toastmaster Uma mentioned.
Neymar.
Neymar.
Yeah, great. And Toastmaster Kriti speaks about which therapy?
Music.
Music therapy.
Music.
Yes. Yeah, nice. And what was the name of the podcast Anirudh created?
Advice, not Gyan.
Taking the plunge, career switches. The Advice Not Gyan podcast.
Yeah, yes, it's as Somi mentioned in the evaluation, it's advice, not yarn. So what are the core values of Toastmaster that TMOD brings in today's meeting?
Grace.
Integrity, respect, service,
excellence.
Excellence.
Yes, excellent. And name any 3 words from the game TMOD has conducted.
Toastmasters, Palace, ice cream.
Rainbow.
Beach.
Yes, great. And we are already a leaders who are having a good listening ability. And thank you for this participation. Over to TMOD.
Thank you. So I would request the timer to know that all the evaluators, speech evaluators, whether they are qualified.
Yes, both the evaluators.
Okay, exactly. Thank you. So, requesting the Zoom master to display the qualified evaluators on screen. So, guys, kindly vote for it. Yeah. Now we are again going to have some secret gaming session. So for that, Lavanya is coming up with some small ideas. So let us see how it's going to engage us. Lavanya, now it's time for you. Please take the stage.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rajkant. Before that, let's complete the poll for the best role player. Yes, hope we are done. Okay, now it's time for a small game. I request everyone to just have a paper with you, paper and a pen. And everyone can switch on your video so that we can have some live session. Okay, so hope you're all ready. So we're going to play Pictionary today. So I'm going to call a person from VTC and a person from CCC. Like, you know, we'll be like shifting one by one. And the other members are going to find the word. So I'm going to give the word in the chat box to the person. Personally, I'll be sending them the message through Zoom. And you will have to, you know, draw the word and show it to the people so that they can find the word. So yeah, who is going to go first? Any volunteers? Hari is ready. Hari, he is he has unmuted himself. So Hari, yeah. So Saumini, next you will be taking the word. Okay, so Hari, first word for you. Here you go. 30 seconds time. So yeah, Hari is
Monitor, laptop, desktop.
Computer.
Desktop, monitor.
TV.
yes,
Perfect.
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 Super.
I told someone television. Yeah.
Okay, so second word for Saumini.
So many as sketch pen and marker and all highlighters and all ready to draw. Shading, full on modern art.
Yes, I've given the word.
Boat. Ship.
Ship.
Sail, boat, ship,
Titanic.
sail. What is it?
Titanic.
Okay, I think we are close to the word. So sailboat.
Sailboat.
Yes. Who's going to go next? Abhishek?
Yes, Lavanya.
Yes. Yes, here is your word. It's getting blurred.
Because of your camera settings getting blurred.
Yeah.
You did not draw anything, no, Abhishek?
Lighthouse.
Lighthouse.
Exactly.
Perfect. Okay, next. Who's going to take? Kriti?
Yeah.
Yes. Here you go. Yes. Over to you.
Oh, wait, I'll unblur.
Yeah, you can take the filter.
Blueprint.
Washing machine.
No.
House. Map.
I think I brought something else.
Okay, let's give a clue. It is, you will get it every day in the morning.
Yeah, morning.
Newspaper.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, next, Huzaina, would you like to go next?
Why, Lavani? Everyone gets so confused. This is where the
Come
game
on.
will stretch for 1 hour. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I've given you.
Okay. You should give time limit for drawing, huh? Okay. Wait.
Filter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you see it?
Bridge.
Together.
Playing.
No, there are two people there. Yeah, holding hands.
It's not people. It's not people. I told you you will get so derailed. It's not people. Bridge is a
Okay,
what?
Huzaina, any clue?
Connection.
Give them a
Part of
clue.
your house. It's part of a house.
House.
The gate.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Outside the gate.
See, I told you, Lavanya. Anyways.
Okay, next. Pratyusha, would you like to go next?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. Here's your word. Huzaina is waiting for the word. She's like waiting to find the word.
Okay, there's a power cut here, so I might look like a That's the reason I turned off
Level
my
2 unlocked.
camera. No, picture clear.
Telescope.
So clear.
Without the
Firecracker.
Caterpillar.
Firecracker.
Campfire.
Like a caterpillar.
Okay, any clue, Pratyusha? You can give any clue.
It's a musical instrument. Flute.
Veena.
Yes, it's a
Veena.
flute.
Flute. Okay.
It has a decoration and all. That's what confuses.
Yeah.
Okay, who would like to go
I
next?
can turn off my camera. Because I'm like a ghost.
Bharati, ma'am?
Vanya.
Yes, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, here's your word.
Oh my God.
Bharati ma'am, don't call your children and make them draw.
No, better than me. I don't know how to draw it.
At
Come
least
on,
people will not call gate
Can
as
you
people.
see?
No, remove the.
No, ma'am. A little.
No, it's not focusing.
Ma'am, is there any filter that you have
I
used?
think blur.
Yeah, virtual background is affecting it.
Oh, I didn't put anything. I'll give one clue.
Yes, ma'am.
Without this, in mobile, without this, we are not running the life daily.
Actually, we can't see. It's like your background is blur.
Tower.
Maybe with the try to find the word with the clue.
Battery.
Okay.
Charger.
Charger.
SIM card.
SIM. Mainly what we will do with mobile.
Call.
Message.
Headphone.
Photo.
Okay.
Camera.
Camera.
Okay, who would like to go next? Shrutika, would you like to go next? The Temodi of from VTC.
Sure, Lanya.
Yeah. Here you go with the word.
Aha.
A little difficult one, but I know you can do it.
Okay, let me try.
Yes. Quickly, I think Harshika has come on video to go next. Is it Harshika?
Okay. I'm going.
After we find Shritika's word, we'll go next to you. Okay?
Okay.
Yes. Shritika, 30 seconds.
Just a second.
Okay.
You're finding some way or the other.
We should not write any words in it, right?
Yeah, we should not write any word.
I think if your word looks like a painting, you can do it. Challenge us writing.
Or else just give a show that drawing that you have drew. After that, we can give a clue if they are not able to find.
I'm not getting it actually.
Okay, give a clue then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now all of us are busy with one thing which is trending right now. We just need this this one thing to see that.
Theater, movie.
Proper.
You are nearing to it.
Close.
Online platforms like Zoom.
What do you need to go to a theater?
Movie ticket. Popcorn.
Yeah, ticket.
Movie ticket.
Yes. Super. Okay, now it's turn of Harshika. Quick. Yes. Come on, show it.
Garden.
Yes. Wow.
I'm a great artist.
Yes, you are.
Self-compliment, we should give that. Okay, Premnath, would you like to give a try? Or
I will do.
yes. Here is your word. Here you go.
Lavanya, are you sending word to me?
No, to Premnath.
Okay.
Okay. Lavanya, I can't able to draw, but I can give.
Yeah,
clue,
you
right?
can give a clue.
Okay. Yeah, blackboard, and with this piece will eradicate ignorance.
Shark.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
They're playing Pictionary and Heads Up together.
Both dictionary and
Heads Up.
yeah, we have Srikanth sir. Sir, would you like to give a try? We are doing dictionary actually.
Oh my God. You caught me off guard. Anyway, let me try. I mean, I don't want to try. I will do it.
Here you go, sir. I have sent the word to your chat box.
Okay.
So yeah, you can maybe give a clue or you can draw and show us that word.
Can I say a few sentences?
Yes, sir.
The weather forecast today clearly indicates there's something called as convectional dash happening in the entire districts of Tamil Nadu except Chennai, and it is happening a lot.
Rain.
There you are, buddy. Bullseye.
Convention.
That's the reason everybody in Vellore is losing power
Power
right
cut,
now.
yeah.
We are going
Even
to
I have power cut now.
pouring
Even I
hand
too have.
See, let me tell you, youngsters, why do you curse power cut? You are all genius. Bring out something which is interesting where you can harness sunlight and use the energy to convert it into electricity. Go ahead and do that. Change the face of Vellore forever. You can do it. Who's stopping you? When Elon Musk and others can do, you can do it. We are getting plenty of sunlight. Harness that, make it into solar energy, and change the face of Vellore instead of complaining. Don't laugh. I'm serious about it. I'm serious. Think on those terms. I want you to do that. And that's the reason I'm here with you. To encourage you that your potential is immense and boundless. Don't confine yourself to the walls of your college alone. You are just getting an education for making your 3 square meals. That is not what you're born here. You are born to change the face of the world. When Elon Musk can think that he can send man to Mars, what is stopping you? See the brighter side of the sunlight. Don't curse electricity. You be the change, and you can be the change, and we will be proud of you. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Uma is so happy Elon Musk is mentioned. Her favorite person.
Okay, we have guests with us. Vishnu, would you like to give a word? Try.
Hi all. It was such a wonderful session. I loved attending it today. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so if anyone would like to take one word, we'll just complete it and go to the next proceeding.
Rajkant wanted to take it.
Okay, Rajkant?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure. I draw something else. I will show.
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
See the smaller one.
Penguin. Oh, what is this?
Penguin.
Huh?
Penguin.
It is
And
a
did you draw
Jurassic
it in
Park
20
with lots
seconds?
of small. I will give you a clue. It is a Jurassic Park with lots of small white bushes growing below the surface. White like a umbrella. It will grow.
Mushroom.
I drawn that thing already. Connected.
Okay. Thank you, Rajkant, and hope you all enjoyed the session. Over to the Toastmaster today.
Okay, thank you, Lavanya. It's a nice session. I didn't expect that much fun in that session. So the final output is today is that you guys learn the 4 core values that already we are committed with. Make use of understanding and practicing in Toastmaster and take the positive energy and show it outside. And we are having more message that to hear from our Toastmaster of the day, Shrutika also. Shrutika, you can go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you, TM Rajkant. So I personally, through this theme, learn what are the real values of Toastmasters. And I really follow all those 4 core values with keeping up the promise of what the Toastmasters wants and what I was here, what I for sorry.
That's a wonderful message, Shrutika. Actually, we have value without showing the action. That value don't have actual value. Like the recent movie, which had brings more value with people, but lose that trust to prove in front of people and losing its value. But we should not have that, and we should always show our value through our action. With that, I'm giving the control to our president, president of the club.
Thank you so much. I'm requesting everyone kindly unmute yourself and give a big round of applause for all the role players and speakers. This is the first joint meeting which we had in our term. Actually, I enjoyed it thoroughly. I'm thanking everyone, and thank you so much, Saumini, for accepting our request when we have asked. I enjoyed it thoroughly. With that note, I have one educational announcement with me today from CCC. Toastmaster Hari was doing the general evaluator role for the first time. Kudos to you, Hari. And next we can get the guest feedback. Shrikant sir, do you want to share your feedback with us for our today's meeting?
Yeah, sure. The first and the foremost feedback that I want to give is today's meeting has been a synergy of two outstanding clubs. One known for its energy, the Vellore Toastmasters Club, and the other club known for its professionalism and bringing out good leaders and speakers. And both of you together really rocked the show. It shows the amount of commitment that you had in today's meeting, the amount of energy and enthusiasm, which is very contagious. I'm so excited that I've been a part of today's meeting with you. A lot of takeaways. I could see the brightness and the eagerness in everybody's eyes and how enthusiastic you have been. And it is something that I really admire from you. I want you to keep up this pace, not just in Toastmasters meeting, but your entire education and your career. Carry on with this, and I'm sure you will become a magic worker. Or in fact, you will become a person beyond what you have ever thought you could become. You have that greatness within you. You can make this world a better place. Believe me, this is a word that you have to remember every time. You have to give back to the society what the society has given to you. You're not here to take, but you're here to give. And when you give and when you serve, you become a miracle worker in your life and leave a legacy when you check out of this world. You should be known for your legacy. This is my final words and parting words today's meeting. God bless you all and be truthful to what you want to become in your life. Thank you very much and God bless you all.
Thank you so much for the powerful words, sir. Thank you so much. Guest Vishnu, you want to share your feedback with us?
Yes, ma'am. It was actually a nice session. I loved everyone's speech here. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much. And I have one more announcement that I missed. Toastmaster Anirudh has completed his level 4. Kudos to you, Anirudh, and wishing you to complete all your upcoming projects and pathways. Kudos to that. I have the results along with me. The best speaker for our today's meeting is Toastmaster Anirudh, who showed us how to create a podcast, and we enjoyed your show thoroughly, Anirudh. Kudos to you once again. And the best evaluator is Toastmaster Saumini. Kudos to you, Saumini, for evaluating Toastmaster Anirudh. The best tag role player is our timer, Toastmaster Harshika. Kudos to you, Harshika. And the best role player are 2 TMODs, Rajkant and Shrutika. Kudos to you, both of you. And the best table topic speaker is Toastmaster Vineet, who told us the storytelling story. Kudos to you. Yeah, with that note, I'm handing over the screen to Saumini for VAT announcement. Over to you, Saumini.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ruma. As I mentioned earlier, there was no scarcity of takeaways today to our club. My two most favorite things were the round robin, which helped us break the ice at the beginning of every meeting and already had us pumped up with so much energy, getting us into the groove. And number 2 was the listening master session, which was actually a check to see how many of us were attentive in the session, yet keeping it so much fun. And speaking of fun, I don't think we had no boundaries and limits for fun in today's session, with almost like 4 different sections where we played and interacted and established cohesiveness. So thank you so much, Chennai Communicators Club, for all the fun and learning. And I'm hoping we'll have more joint sessions in the future. With that happy note, let me adjourn Velo Toastmasters Club session number 105. Thank you.
I'm requesting everyone to please turn on your video so that we can take a snap and wrap up our today's meeting. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.